Hi everyone, it's Jon Walsh here from Student Success Global Education. Now, I thought it's important to start developing a series of podcasts in relation to student success global education. And this is going to be the very first podcast that we're going to do. We're going to develop a series of podcasts that lead into different aspects of business, different aspects of what we offer. But this one is actually about who we are, who Student Success Global Education are. Okay, so start off, my name is Jon Walsh. I'm one of the directors of Student Success Global Education, along with my wife, Kerryn. Now, both Kerryn and I have worked within education for many, many years. Kerryn has Kerryn actually in the early 1990s, I guess, actually left New Zealand and went to Canada, and she trained as a Montessori teacher. Um, and then she worked in Montessori for quite a number of years, and then she returned to New Zealand in the mid 1990s, and then worked in some Montessori centres here in New Zealand. She managed a couple of centres, um, and she's really loved that opportunity. Things happened, and life happens, children happen, etc. So that's when she kind of navigated away from Montessori, and she set up her own business with indoor playland where the children could be looked after as well. Children could go make friends with other children, but it's still kind of kept within the education sector. And then over the years, she's moved in with various administration roles. She was an administration manager for New Zealand's largest fuel haulage company. So that was a huge job involving many thousands of people, etc. Multi-million dollar deals, etc. Um, I myself, I've actually in the early 1990s, I did a lot of traveling. I worked in Italy, I worked in Switzerland, etc. And I was also a commercial printer for a long time. Then after our first child was born, I realised actually I need to do something with my life. I need to get some qualifications. I need to do something, etc., etc. And that's when I decided to become a mature student at the age of 27. And I enrolled at the University of Manchester in the UK, completed a management degree there, graduated from there in 2003. Then I did a master's degree at Lancaster University, also in the UK, in kind of sociology and tourism area. Graduated from there in 2004. And then I did my postgraduate in education, and I graduated from what is now called the University of Greater Manchester in 2006. But I've actually been working as an educator since probably about 2001. And in 2008, I actually migrated to New Zealand, and that's where Kira and I met. And since Kira and I have known each other, we've actually we've got 5 children between us, who are all adult children who are all doing various different things. They're all in different parts of the world. A couple are here in New Zealand, a couple in Australia, got one over in the UK as well. All treading their own path in life, doing various different aspects, etc. We've also got 2 grandchildren as well, 2 little boys, um, and we always had international students who were living with us as part of the family, and they've become part of the family now. They've now all of them have gone on to and they're developing careers, they're developing families. Some of the students have got married, etc., etc. Which is really cool, and we keep in touch with them. We see them a lot of the time. We chat on social media, etc., etc. We do video calls with each other, and those students are all over the world, which is really cool. Um, I've worked for a long time in New Zealand at a hotel management school. I was a program coordinator of the degree program, a graduate diploma program, and also a postgraduate diploma program, as well as being a senior lecturer in tourism management, marketing, etc., communication and research. Um, and then about 4 years ago, I actually started working for an online school based in the UK while I was here in New Zealand. Also, while Kerryn and I did a lot of traveling about 2 or 3 years ago in 2023, 2024. In that time, we visited 27 countries, met loads of amazing people, met up with a lot of students in places like Vietnam, or ex-students, you would say, in places like Vietnam, Cambodia, where else do we meet up with them? The Czech Republic, everywhere. And even when we were getting the flight back to the UK and we're in Guangzhou in China, um, I met one of my ex-students there as well, a Kiwi student who was flying back to New Zealand, who ironically had been on the same flight with us from London. And she was coming back to New Zealand to visit friends and family, and then she was going back to London, where she'd been working for the last 4 or 5 years, probably longer now. um, at the midway through last year, we actually decided actually there's an opportunity here to help millions of students right across the world in gaining UK university qualifications based on the work that I've done online with one of the schools who we now partner with. So Kira and I kind of talked about ideas, and then we talked about this idea, actually, why don't we become educational agents? Now, we're also educational agents with a little bit of a different twist. One of the schools that we recruit students for, one of the online schools, I actually work for them. So I'm a lecturer as well as an agent. One of the other schools, I'm not involved with them as a lecturer, but we still have a professional partnership with them. The school that I don't work for is slightly lower cost. Um, um, but the school that I work for, a higher cost, but I know there's kind of a lot of wraparound support for students. Um, so even though we're based in New Zealand, we are a global entity. We're planning to actually go to Southeast Asia, kind of at the end of December and in January as well. We're hoping to visit Cambodia, Vietnam, and maybe Thailand, maybe China, maybe one or two other places as well. Um, and go and speak to people so people can actually see us as well. Um, We've got a number of contacts in India. A lot of my ex-students or ex-students, ex-student people who were students who then became members of our family, that we have to go and see their families as well. So we'll be able to kill kind of two birds with one stone. That's a English saying. Where we'll go to India, and then we'll also visit some schools, etc. I when I was working in the UK in 2008, I actually took 48 students from the UK to northern India. We went trekking up the Himalayas. We went whitewater rafting down Ganges River, and we did a lot of amazing things. And India is an amazing, amazing country, and I'm really looking forward to going back there as well. So what we offer is different from what traditional agencies offer. We offer that support, okay? Because I am an academic lecturer, because I've been a lecturer for, what is it now, 2026, because I've been a lecturer for 25 years plus. I had lots of hair when I started. Obviously, I've not got much hair now. We we can offer that support. Okay. Like I said, Kieran's not only got an education background in Montessori, but she's an exceptional administrator as well. Okay. I think I'm really, really good at mentoring students. I've been doing it for a long, long time, particularly from an online perspective. Okay. Another good point, another good aspect about online study that we offer, it means that a student can complete a program of study, whether that be, say, a bachelor's degree or possibly an MBA or even a foundation degree, a lower level, without leaving their country where they are currently residing. What I've realized over the last few years working with an online school is that many students want to get a Western qualification. They want to get a British qualification, and but they do not want to leave their country of origin, leave their family behind, possibly leave a job behind, etc., and move to the UK, where that will obviously incur extra costs, visa costs, buying an apartment, buying flights, buying food, etc., etc. So you give everything up to chase his dream, and then you might lose what you had back home. With Student Success Global Education, probably 95% of our students do not go to the UK at any point in their study, yet they gain the same qualification as a student who's moved to the UK. Okay. Now, I will explain the process uh, of a degree, gaining a degree or gaining an MBA, for instance, in future podcast videos that will come out shortly. I'll probably do them today, so I'll probably wear the same shirts. um, Essentially, what would happen is that a student, say a student wants to do a bachelor's degree, and that student has completed high school studies, but it may be a long time ago. That doesn't matter. Okay. What that would mean is a student would be able to enroll in what is known as an extended diploma. Now, an extended diploma is 12 units. Okay, so it's 12 different papers, and that represents 6 papers or 6 units at year 1 of a degree and 6 units at year 2 of a degree. Okay, now on completion of an extended diploma, a student is then, with assistance from the schools that I work for, that we work for, then you're able to transfer into the final year of a bachelor's degree. Again, online if you wish, or you can transfer physically in person to a range of UK universities, and work with about 27 or 28 universities. So there's that option. Okay. Some students do have, some students have been to university, they have completed their first year, and they've decided for whatever reason that that was not the right time for them to commence their study and do a bachelor's degree, and they dropped out. And that happens. That happens to lots and lots of people. So some students are then able to, if they come back to education, jump on and complete a level 5 diploma, which is year 2 of a degree, and just 6 units instead of an extended diploma, which is 12 units and 6 at level year 1, 6 at level 2. You just come on to, 6 at year 2. You just come on and do the year 2 papers, and then you transfer onto UK university. It also means that you can complete your degree in maybe less than a 3-year period. Traditionally, the extended diploma, the 12 units, you do 1 unit per month, but it takes 12 months. So you've done the first 2 years of a degree in 1 year, okay? And then you transfer to UK university, and that'll take another 9 months. Some students, they complete the 12 units faster. They might complete it in 9 months, for instance, and then they'll transfer remotely to the UK university when the next available opening is at that university. So some students complete it faster, some students complete it slower. For example, we had one student who was actually a serving officer in the Korean Army, and he informed me when we had our induction session that actually sometimes he's on active duty. So sometimes he will do his work a little bit slower, and he did. However, ultimately, he got his bachelor's degree, which is great, and that would really help his military career because he needed that UK degree, a bachelor's degree, to be able to rise in levels within the Korean military, and that's the same all over. It's similar with a pathway to an MBA. Students would undertake a level 7 postgraduate diploma. That's 6 units and 120 credits. They complete that and then they transfer to a UK university to do a 60 credit MBA paper, a research paper, and that would be in total then 180 credits and that would be the equivalent of an MBA. Again, if a student packs up everything they owned, moved to the UK to undertake an MBA, they would do a 180 credit program. Okay. This is a really exciting opportunity. Okay. Kerryn and I are really excited to do this. We've been working tirelessly behind the scenes since kind of last September, developing our website, carrying on tweaking our website, developing our social media, developing now these YouTube podcasts, etc. And you will see more of these podcasts in due course. So essentially, that's us. That's what Student Success Global Education is. That's why we have set up Student Success Global Education. We love helping students progress on their career, progress towards their goals. And it's something really to really achieve your dreams, live your goals, etc. Because they are achievable. They really, really are achievable. Um, these are also there's an option with the second school I was talking about that I'm not employed for. Is really value-driven opportunities. But even at the school I work for, the price is a little bit higher. Um, but the wraparound support is a lot stronger. Okay. Um, even then, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than actually packing everything up and moving to the UK. If you were to pack everything up and move to the UK as an international student to do a 3-year degree, you're probably talking in excess of maybe, I don't know, £80,000 maybe as an international student, with everything, with your flights, with your visas, with your tuition costs, with the cost of living, with renting a place to live, and move buying a car, etc., etc. Um, it's a lot cheaper, which I'll go on in further videos. And we think it's really beneficial. So we're really excited. We're really excited to think about this. Is basically you've got the globe, okay? You've got the whole world. Wherever you are in the world, you can undertake this study, okay? Um, it's a borderless opportunity. It's a visaless opportunity. The world, and I found this. I was of the opinion pre-COVID-19 that all teaching happened in the classroom, all achievement happened in the classroom. It would be very difficult to do things online study. It's not. It's achievable. It's realistic. It's time framed. It's value driven, etc. And you come out with exactly the same qualifications. Okay. Um, so we think that this is an excellent opportunity. Okay. We think that this is something that if our children hadn't been on the path that they've already been on, we would encourage them to do this. This is something that I speak to lots and lots of people about. Lots of people have jumped on board of this, and lots of people have come out the other side, as you can see from our website, and they've gone, "Wow, that was really excellent," because they were able to develop their career whilst they were studying. So it's earn while you learn. Okay, really, 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 really good. Okay, like I said, this is the first of videos giving an overview on a series of podcasts. These will happen all the time. Okay, um, so please feel free to reach out. Have a look at our website, www.ssgeducation.org. Flick us an email, info@ssgeducation.org. Have a look on our socials, so our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Instagram, our LinkedIn, sorry, for people who might look at it from a professional perspective. Um, there are great opportunities. Okay, wherever you are in the world, guys. I hope you're having an amazing day. Please look into this. It's a great opportunity. If I was in your shoes, I would do exactly the same. And that's why we've set up Student Success Global Education, because we care about this. Okay. We are a small boutique agency. We're not a massive agency. We've not got 100 people working for us. We've not got subcontractors working for us. There's myself and there's Kerryn, and sometimes our kids help us with the social media presence, etc. Um, we are who we are. Every student matters to us. Every student matters to us. And we see every student as an extension of our family, because that's who we are and that's what we are like. Okay. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Don't forget, jump on the website, www.ssgeducation.org, or flick us an email, info@ssgeducation.org. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.